أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من اللعين الشيطان الرجيم. بفضل الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا المبعوث رحمة للعالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين أرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أوصيكم عباد الله وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل والورع عن محارمه واجتناب عما نهى عنه. ورد عن الإمام العسكري صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أنه قال: أورع الناس من وقف عند الشبه، وأعبد الناس من أقام على الفرائض، وأسهد الناس من ترك المحارم أو ترك الحرام، وشد الناس اجتهادا من ترك الذنوب. We extend our congratulations in the event of the wiladat of our 11th Imam, Al-Hassan bin Ali al-Zaki al-Askari, Salamullahi ta'ala alayhima, to all mu'minun, and especially to the Imam of our time, Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-Sharif. And in the light of this occasion, we refer to some of the teachings from Al-Imam, who is a light of guidance and an example, a role model. So it has been reported from one of his sayings that he said, أورع الناس من وقف عند الشبهة أو عند الشبهات. Sometimes when we want to talk about different ranks of mu'minun and how they differ among themselves and what would differentiate between them in different levels, we need to refer to what has been reported from the guides, from the leaders, from the people who know the different levels. So when we talk of the level of taqwa, there could be different levels of taqwa. And as they explain to us, taqwa is to perform what is wajib, what is obligatory, and to refrain from what is haram. But the highest level of taqwa is refraining from what is known as shubhat. And shubhat means those things that might not be very clear whether they are halal or they are haram. There is a mix-up somewhere, there's some kind of unclarity when it comes to certain things. And sometimes the person may not know the exact hukum of this thing that he is indulging in. Is he doing something haram, or he is in the a halal area, and he has not crossed that circle in that category. Imam says that the person who has more taqwa, the person who is more careful, more cautious, will refrain from those things that he is not sure about, from those things that there is a chance that they are haram, even if there is no clear evidence or there's no clear proof that they are haram. But he tries to even refrain from those things. And it is very much clear for us that if a person tries to avoid entering into shubhat, definitely he is going to refrain from what is haram, from what is clear that it is haram, from those things that are clearly prohibited. And a person who does not care about shubhat, or who takes advantage of things that are not clear and indulge in them, definitely he is on the brink of falling into what is haram. That's why sometimes we are told makruhat, those things that are known as abominable or makruhat, things that if you do them you do not commit a sin, are the boundaries of muharramat. So if one is careful about makruhat, refraining from makruhat, he is definitely going to avoid what is haram. At the same time, the mustahabbat, they bring closer to what is wajib. If a person takes care of mustahabbat, no doubt he'll take care of what is wajib. And the Imam tells us that awra'u nas man waqafa 'inda shubhat. So when he gets to a point of unclarity, he doesn't close his eyes and say Bismillah until it is clear, or until I get a clarification about it, and then I get a fatwa, will indulge in it. He tries to stop there to protect himself from what is haram. It is reported from Al-Imam As-Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi that he said matters are of three categories. Amrun bayyinun rushduh fayuttaba', an affair that is very clear that it is on the path of guidance, bayyinun rushduh, this you follow it. Wa amrun bayyinun ghayyuh, and a matter that is clearly on the wrong path, fayutajannab, you refrain from following it. Wa amrun mushkilun yuraddu ilmuhu ila Allah wa ila Rasulih, a matter that is not clear, that you turn it back, refer it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the Prophet until it is clear. And this is the guidance that we are given by our ma'asumin salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. A'badun nas, who is the greatest in worship when it comes to ibadah? Al-Imam Al-Askari salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, when he describes the greatest worshipper, he does not say the one who performs more ibadat, or the one who does mustahabbat, as we may perhaps think about a person who is more in worship, more in ibadah. Imam says, أَعْبَدُ النَّاسِ مَنْ أَقَامَ عَلَى الْفَرَائِضِ. The greatest of the worshippers is the one who establishes the obligations, the obligatory acts. So he maintains wajibat. He will not be the favorable, the honorable worshipper to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who keeps some mustahabbat, some recommended acts, but neglects what is wajib, what is faridah, what is obligatory. Like a person who maintains mustahabbat, some mustahabbat, maybe prays Salatul Layl, for example, but misses out Salatul Subh or other obligatory prayers. Or fasts, for example, mustahabbat, but at the same time he misses out what is wajib on him. Or gives sadaqat, for example, charity, but he does not pay zakat, he does not pay khums, that's what wajib on him. Or to go for ziyarat, for example, and does not go for wajib hajj, for example. Imam says the greatest of the worshippers is the one who maintains the fara'id, looks at what is faridah, was your duty as a mukallaf. You perform that and you are at a category of the greatest of worshippers. Then he says, Azhadun nas. So zuhud means what? Zuhud is turning your back on the pleasures of this world. That's how we describe zuhud. But there is a very interesting description of zuhud in the riwayat, and they sometimes refer us to some of the ayahs that talk about the real meaning of zuhud. Zuhud is not just to live a hard life and to refrain from sweet things and to abandon this world. That's not what it means with zuhud. And zuhud, as Amirul Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi describes it, he says it is in this verse. لِكَيْ لَا